Hello, everybody. Welcome to my fourth episode of my podcast. Today's my birthday. First day of spring. I'm honestly pretty upset just because why is it snowing? It literally looks like winter wonderland out there. I fear that I'm not a fan. So today I'm gonna be discussing my top four from Letterboxd. If you don't know what Letterboxd is, it's like a app to review movies. You just go, you log in, and you rate them like out of 5 stars. I'm not the best at critiquing movies. I feel like I tend to like movies that are a bit weird in a sense. Some of my favorite franchises are like movies. I love the Marvel movies. My favorite from that one is probably Endgame or Infinity War, just because I love to cry. I think it's Endgame. I think I love Endgame the most. I know it's like basic, but I love it. And then if any like superhero, I love Captain America. And I love the WandaVision. I love those type of movies. I love the Harry Potter movies. I like the Percy Jackson ones. I know a lot of people did not, but those were some of my favorite personally. Which other ones do I like? Oh, I love Twilight. Oh, I love Breaking Dawn Part 2. Bella looks so good there. She looks so good there, which I love as well. And I love Edward. Yes. But yeah, I'm not the best at judging movies. I like what I like. I'm not a super picky person. I would say I'm probably not the biggest fan of musicals, but it's a little funny because one of my top four is a musical. Kind of. I don't know. I don't like musicals when they overpower the plot too much. Like Wicked, I'm sorry. I was praying that the movie would end or that it would light a fuse or something because I hated how they'd be talking and then they like break into song. I was just thinking, what is happening? Why is Nessa Rose responding like that? Why? But um yeah, those are like the only movies I don't like. I also don't think I like movies that are like biopics. Is that what it's called when they're based on someone? I really have no interest in that. That doesn't, it has nothing to do with me. But these movies are in no particular order, but my first one that I'm going to talk about is Everything Everywhere All at Once. So that's a movie by A24, and this is the plot that it says. Okay, it says the universe is so much bigger than you realize. An aging Chinese immigrant is swept up in an insane adventure where she alone can save what's important to her by connecting with the lives she could have led in other universes. This one, it is a movie that hits close to my heart. I actually watched it for the first time 2 years ago on my birthday after dinner because they were replaying it again since it won an Oscar. You know how the movie theaters do that? That was the first time I ever watched that movie. And when I say that it changed my life, I cried so hard when I watched it. If you're someone that has mommy issues, hashtag let's unite. That movie is so meaningful, so good. I honestly loved it. I think one of my favorite scenes was when they're outside the laundromat and um the mom, I totally forgot their names. I'm so sorry. The mom is like telling her like you don't call, you get tattoos and you don't ask me, like all of this, and then she's lecturing her. And the girl's like, "Girl, I cannot." But then the dad kind of steps in, tries to defend her, and she's like, "No, like you don't call this and that." And I don't know, I just resonated with that so much because it's very hard to love sometimes love your parents when you hold some resentment for ways that they've treated you in the past. And that movie depicts that perfectly. And I like how the mom goes through all these like series to try and like save her daughter and build that and strengthen that relationship with her. I don't know, it was just such an important movie to me. The second movie that I have on my letterboxd top four is called My Neighbor Totoro. I adore that movie. If I know I don't look it because a lot of people have said this to me, but I am a weeb. I love animated movies. I love anime. I love Spirited Away. I love A Silent Voice, Fruits Basket, Nana, Death Note. freaking Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm trying to get better to find more like niche animes, but I love it all. I can sit and binge that. I'm like halfway through Naruto. Unfortunately, I haven't finished. I've been bad. It's so long. It's long, and I know I can skip the filler, but I fear I can. I have FOMO. I fear that I'm going to miss out on something important, even though it's filler. And you just learn more about the characters. But when I first watched My Neighbor Totoro, it's so funny because the person that showed me this movie, I hated this teacher. Her name was Miss Suniga. I still hate you to this day, Miss Suniga. I don't know her first name, but she became like an animator or something. Ugh. Anyways, she was my art teacher. She was just so rude. She locked me out of class one day because I forgot a sketchbook. Like I just never that serious. She literally held the door closed while I tried to open it. I was like, girl, what? She was really pretty though. I won't lie. But she showed us this movie in sixth grade. I remember it was like the lights were dim and they put this movie. And I was like, why is this the cutest, most like unique movie I've ever seen? Because if you know me, you know that I grew up under a rock. I never watched SpongeBob. Um, the Disney Channel episodes I'd watch were in Spanish because I watched them in Mexico. I was like a Cartoon Network person. I just I didn't have much going on. That was not for me. Um so when I saw that, I was like, what is this animation? Like what is happening? I'm enjoying this so much. It just became a movie that stuck with me for life. I've always loved it, and I don't know, it's like a comfort movie. It's just so cute. I love any like Studio Ghibli movies. My dream is to visit that in Japan. Hashtag fingers crossed. But I love that movie. Next on the list is, and let's not act surprised, La La Land. When I watched that movie, I was 17 years old, I'm pretty sure. It ruined me. It ruined me. I don't think I'll ever get over the ending. It does teach you life lessons. I hate that I can't spoil. It does teach you life lessons. You know, it's like realistic ending. You know, that's how life is when you're with, someone. But I cried so hard after. I spent like 3 days in a depressive state because I got so attached, and I was thinking, what? What? But it does teach you that life lesson, that like when you follow your dreams, you have to sacrifice some things, and sometimes some things are not meant for you. And that's normal, I guess. But it's sad. It doesn't change the fact that it's sad. And it hurts me a little bit more because if you know the lore, the main actress in that movie, Emma Stone, she dated Andrew Garfield. And I think he wanted kids and she didn't. And now she's married and has kids and she's like a famous actress and he's just living life. And it's so sad because I wanted them together. But I guess they probably moved on, but I never did. I'm still at the restaurant. Um it's just such a sad movie. It's not sad, but it makes me sad. It evokes very strong emotions in me. Although it's one of my favorite movies, I've never rewatched it. I cannot get through the opening scene because it hurts me too much. And I know it's a musical. When I tell you the opening scene is actually one of the most well crafted, beautiful scenes I've ever watched. And the song is so catchy. It's like, I met him on the train, dun, 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 the west of Santa Fe, something like that. And I was like, wow, this girl is tea. She's tea. She sang so good. She made the movie. The colors were amazing. Everything in that movie is so cinematic and everything tells a story and it's so important. And I love that it's not too musically and the songs fit. I'm sorry, I couldn't get into Wicked. A lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I could not. But yeah, I love La La Land. Please don't watch this in a terrible mindset, like going through a heartbreak or something. I think that's what did it really worse for me when I watched it. But I love that movie. One of the last movies that I'm gonna talk about that's on my list is Bones and All. This movie is weird as hell to people who don't like weird movies. It is a cannibalism movie. It's weird. I love Taylor Russell. I love Timothy Chalamet. If you know me, I love Timothy Chalamet. I showed this movie to one of my old friends. We were eating Chick-fil-A, and it opens up with the girl going to a sleepover, and she eats her friend's finger. And my friend made me turn the movie off because she could not. And I started thinking to myself, people can't handle this? Am I just weird? Am I deranged? What's wrong with me? And then I started thinking, oh, well, my favorite show is The Walking Dead. Of course, people find this weird, and I am desensitized to it. But amazing movie. It doesn't have like a plot really. It kind of just follows the main character, Marin. But I loved the movie. I thought it was really interesting. I love that freaking scene where they're on the fields together and just talking, and it looks so beautiful. And then I don't know, I was just so sad with the ending. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get into it. But all these movies just show you things can change so quickly. But I really do love that movie. I think if you're not an anti-cannibalist, I mean I am, but in movies, we're talking about movies. Um, you should watch it. I do have some honorable mentioned of movies that I love. I love Corpse Bride. It's so crazy because it came out the year I was born. So I just love it. My freaking Shayla Emily. I love her so bad. I would do anything for her. Challengers. I love Challengers. It's such a good movie. I love Saltburn, Past Lives. Oh, a movie that made me so sad was The Iron Claw. If you haven't watched that movie, I went into it. Something that I do is I go into movies without watching trailers. I went into it without doing that. I cried so hard over this boxing movie. Oh, the part where he's like, "Well, we can be your brother's dad." Oh, breaks my heart every time. Also, I'm a horror movie person. Love horror movies. One of my favorites is X. I love The Black Phone. Oh, such a good movie. I can't wait to see the second part. I like the Fear Street movies. Those were good too. Us is such a good movie. Oh my god, the plot twist in the end is crazy. I love Hereditary. Uh, Such a good movie. It's so weird. I love weird movies. Oh my god, another honorable mention. Call Me by Your Name. Call me by your name, and I'll call you by mine. I loved it. I loved it. Um, I love Big Hero 6. I love The Hunger Games. I love what I love. I'm not picky. Like, one of my favorite movies that's just like a weird movie. Okay, wait. You know what movie I freaking hate? Oh, I love Coraline. A movie I freaking hate is called Splice. Don't ever watch that movie. That was the creepiest, scariest movie I've seen in my life. Oh, I also love Ratatouille and Shark Tale. I love like animated movies. Those are so cute to me and so fun. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. Hopefully, you guys find some recommendations. Some movies that I do want to watch that are like on my watch list. I recently watched 13 Going on to 30. Such a good movie. I think I want to watch more of those like classic old ones that are people like I've never watched like The Pianist. I've never watched The Breakfast Club. Oh my god, Interstellar. I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch a movie. I think I avoid watching movies that I don't know the ending of because I get really anxious, if that makes sense. I like to know what's happening, and that is very important to me. Something that people like say that they hate that I do is when I watch a movie, I will look up the ending, or what's if I have any questions, if I'm watching a show or something, I'll look it up because I don't like not knowing. I get really scared, and I don't like movies that actually like physically make me anxious. So that's really weird, I guess, too. But yeah, those are all the movies that I have on my list that I want to watch. Oh, I want to watch a Requiem from a Dream, for a Dream, something like that. Heard it's a interesting movie, so I want to watch that and see what that's about. But yeah, these were my letterbox faves. I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.